Hi, Professor Bradley. This is my mom, Teresa.
Hi, Professor. A culture is usually accompanied by their own sets of labels, whether it be good, bad, true, or false. Deaf culture is the heart of the deaf community everywhere in the world. Today, we'll inform my audience about the deaf culture norms, language, and values. The title is Another Culture.
What is deaf culture exactly? According to the Clark Center on the Gallaudet University website, which I accessed on April 15, 2020, deaf culture is a set of learned behaviors by a group of people who are deaf and have their own language, values, rules, and traditions. Deaf people are unique from other people of society, forming their own social groups, having their own values, their own norms of behavior, and even having their own language. I completed a full year in the ITP program at OCC, and I can tell you that deaf culture is a real culture. Since culture is such a broad topic, today we will focus on the 3 Ds: deaf culture language, deaf culture norms, and deaf culture values. Language and culture go hand in hand, so let's first talk about deaf culture language. Without language, it's impossible to learn the culture, but without culture, language has nothing to refer to. According to the National Association of the Deaf website, titled What is American Sign Language, they define ASL as a visual language with their own unique rules of grammar and syntax that grow and change over time. The first American School for the Deaf was established in 1817 by Laurent Clark and Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet. Clark was from Europe and taught French Sign Language, and Gallaudet brought her back to America to start the first American School for the Deaf, now known as Gallaudet University. Norms refer to rules of behavior in the deaf community. Now let's talk about the deaf culture norms. Norms are behaviors and cues within a society. Individuals who fail to follow the norms of society often get a negative reaction from their peers. In the deaf community is much more physical than the hearing community. For example, when getting one's attention, they may tap their shoulder or wave at them. When speaking, they maintain direct eye contact to read their body language and facial expressions, and also they point to things when referring to things, people, or whatever they are talking about. In the hearing community, we're much more verbal and oftentimes very uncomfortable with frequent touching, but in the deaf culture, that's just their norms. Values are part of cultural differences. Lastly, let's talk about some deaf culture values. Values are basic and fundamental beliefs that guide or motivate actions or attitudes. Basically, what's important? So what's important to the deaf culture is clear communication for all, having deaf residential schools and clubs because of the natural social interactions that they offer, preserving American Sign Language, literature, heritage, and the arts. Culture consists of language, values, norms, traditions, and identity. And it seems to me that deaf culture meets all 5 of the psychological criteria for defining a culture. So to wrap up, we talked about the 3 Ds: deaf culture language, deaf culture norms, and deaf culture values. So to conclude, according to the Healthy Hearing website, which was last updated on December 24, 2019, deaf advocate Eileen O'Banion states that deaf culture is important because it allows individuals to be who they are and allows them to live in a way that is unique to them. Thank you.